Hello everyone, I'm Sean and welcome to Tektronix. In the last video I received the new Prusa MK3 kit and assembled it. If you missed that video, please check it out. I was able to assemble the printer and print an almost flawless first print without any issues at all. We will circle back around and do a more in-depth review of the MK3 after I've put it through its paces for a few weeks. That being said, there are a few enhancements to the printer that I wish to make, all of which are not very expensive and will add a ton of value in the usability department. So, let's get started. Welcome back. Today we are working on our first upgrade to the Prusa MK3. This printer already comes packed with features, but I wanted to add a new spool holder that would allow for heavier large filament spools as well as feed filament more smoothly. I have seen nightmares with filament when it gets stuck trying to feed the extruder. I wish to avoid spending hours on a print only to have it mess up 10 hours in. The spool holder provided by Prusa works fine, don't get me wrong, but it is a bit flimsy, and with heavier spools of filament, I do have some concerns. During my first print, I noticed it bouncing up and down as the printer moved around the print bed, and that's with the provided spool of filament from Prusa, nothing heavy like larger spools or more dense filaments. After digging around Thingiverse for a bit, I decided on a design by Martin Magowski. Magowski? Anyway, I hope I'm not messing that up too badly. A link to his project is below. The design he created contains the key elements I was looking for. Dual arms for one, not a single one like the Prusa provided model. 2. The filament sat on top of the feeder, making the overall feed process smoother. 3. It used ball bearings to make the load of the filament and feed everything out nice and clean. The spool holder by Martin actually has versions for several printers, including the Mark II and Mark III, as well as others. If you are planning to build this project yourself, be sure to review the instructions on the Thingiverse page and download the correct files. After downloading the design from Thingiverse, I loaded the STL files into Slicer and duplicated the parts that I would need. If you're following along, you will need 2 supports, 4 wheels, 4 screws, and 4 spacers. Yes, even the screws in this design are 3D printed, so you don't have to go out and get metal ones. Martin did mention some people having problems with the screws snapping, so he suggests printing those at 100% infill. After laying everything out, I was pleasantly surprised that it all fit on the print bed. For this build, I simply used the PLA filament that came with the printer. I have ordered several other filaments from Matter Hackers, but they have not yet arrived. I will be sure to let you know what I think of those filaments when I have a chance to review them. Anyway, because the screws and wheels will be taking a lot of abuse, including the before mentioned concerns from Martin, I printed them at 100% infill. I know this may be a bit of an overkill, but I was taking no chances on them snapping on me. The support arms themselves I printed honeycomb at 20% infill, and that came out nice and strong as well. So, like I said, after laying everything out, it was off to the printer. The overall assembly, once the printing is complete, is fairly straightforward. You'll need some skateboard ball bearings that you can easily get on Amazon, linked below, a pair of pliers, and a little bit of patience. Remember, this is plastic and you can snap it fairly easily, but as long as you're careful, it'll work out perfect. At this point in time, I'm going to speed things up a little bit so we don't bore everybody to death. The one major thing that I did notice after reviewing the footage is I really need to remember to stay in frame when showing you things. I had to use a pair of pliers to get the bearings in. It is a tight fit, but that's a good thing. It also means that the ball bearings are not going to pop out when you don't want them to, or ever for that matter. I was very pleased with the overall results. The feeding was very smooth on the ball bearings. The weight didn't seem to matter. Everything came out exactly as I was hoping it would. I would highly suggest adding this to your printer. I hope everyone enjoyed this video and it's inspired you to go out and upgrade your 3D printer. In our next video, we'll be putting in a Raspberry Pi and installing Octoprint. So tune in next time, and as always, later!